Hello, I am Bentham and welcome back to Cosmoteer, where we are currently working our way through the elite sectors. We have our three ships, the Spear, the Mace, and the Crossbow, and they're doing fairly well at the moment. We struggled initially when it turned out that the Crossbow was sort of useless, and so the other two ships had to fend for themselves, and then the enemy entirely focused on the Mace and may have blown it up. But it's back now, and we've upgraded it and the Crossbow, and everyone's doing a fair bit better. So let us continue. For now, I don't think we're ready for Vanguard, but we can definitely carry on with Elite, and I think we will be alright. So let's see what is nearest by. That one's Veteran there, another Veteran one. Not Veteran, Vanguard. Veteran's the easier one. They all begin with V, it's awkward. But over here, we have two Elite ones, it looks like. Yep, that's it, so we'll hop over to this one first. Nataptodus is the name of this particular one, but the name does not matter and we don't need to pronounce it when we get there. We just have to turn up and kill everybody. So we'll let the FTL drives charge up. Let's see who gets there first. Oh, the Mace is looking good. Oh, but the Spear is catching up. Will it manage to overtake? The Spear did manage to overtake. Mace followed shortly behind. Meanwhile, the Crossbow is taking its sweet time. One of them's active, the other one's just like barely going. What's this about? I guess it's because there's only two power cores in the sort of central section of the ship now, so takes a while for them to get the power over to them. But anyway, they're ready now. Let us jump. We're drowning in FTL fuel, so that's absolutely fine. We could have many more ships than this and still be able to cover ourselves. Oh wow! It is a sector entirely of fleets, and that is fine by me because that makes it easy to deal with as far as I can tell. The fleets seem to be pretty easy. I was expecting that the overall value would be higher than a single ship, but then it'd be made slightly easier than a single ship because you can deal with them one at a time, that sort of thing. To me, it wouldn't make sense to have ships on par with the other ones that you find in these sectors. Oh, hold on a minute. Spear, you might want to slow down just a smidge. I mean, you probably can take them all on your own. Let's see what we're dealing with once we get in range. We have patrol ship. Don't think I've seen this one before. Two big cannons, a shield, not too terrible. Ooh, the wolf. This one's... oh, this one... oh. That's a lot of electro bolts. Okay, maybe we shouldn't. Spear, stop. Stop dead. If anything, go backwards a little bit. Can I... hang on, I've been messing with stuff again. There's been an update and so things have changed. There we go. I can just do that. I was trying to drag it around. You don't need to do that. How does it's control and then... no, it's not control. Oh, there we go. We can do that, and then how do we move now? Is it shift? Ah, there we go, it's shift. I was getting confused. It's shift. That's all fine. But yeah, just stop dead, will you? That's probably for the best, because that guy is scary. I mean, you can probably take him, but there are two other ships as well, and this one's just all cannons. It's cannons and engines and nothing else, so, you know, let's be careful about this. So stop! Oh, you're struggling. You're not stopping. Alright, in that case, forget that, just go for him. Take him out before he can do anything. You guys also go for the wolf. I do not like the look of this guy. The cannons are fine. The electrobolts, however, a little bit more scary. Wow, the Spear built up a lot of momentum. He's just off on his own little journey. You got a brief bit of fire there on the wolf, and I mean, that's one way to get away from it. Just keep flying till you're past it. You know what? Go for the patrol ship instead. It's nearby. The wolf seems to be flying off in that direction. The Mace will arrive and take him out. So this has become a bit of a mess. Ooh. Oh, wow. Okay. These cannons are not to be ignored. That's the thing. Occasionally, they will just go straight through your ship, and that is not fun when it happens. So that's all there. These guys are here. Everyone go for the wolf, though for some reason it seems like all the Crossbow's missiles are going for the Marauder. Which may be for the best, because it seems like the wolf has a lot of... I say a lot. It's a reasonable amount of point defense. Ooh, he's really slammed into the Mace there. How's the Spear doing? He's not made much progress yet, but his shields are holding fine. I'm sure we'll deal with that before it's any sort of danger to us. Meanwhile, oh, the wolf could start hurting us. Oh, but we've managed to hit. It looks like we managed to take out one of the manufacturing facilities there for their cannons. Oh, someone else is down, I guess. Yep, that is the patrol ship just sliced in half, as is standard. Hang on, I've selected all sorts of random stuff again. No, I don't want to just select the ship. You come and help with the wolf, though I think his seconds are numbered. He's causing a fair bit of trouble for the Mace, but at the end of the day, Mace has backup and a lot of firepower to it. So I reckon it's fine. Yep, front's fallen off. Sort of minced it, really. And there's no... It's trying to use its guns on the side now, which is a fairly good tactic. It's keeping the reactors safe, and there are, of course, the things we want to take out. It's just flying at us now. It's become a Hulk that just is hoping to beat us by drifting into us, but it is not to be. It has been destroyed. Alright, so that was a bit of a mess. We'll get everything repaired. I think we need a minute, actually, for the for it to count properly. Oh, someone was on fire, so I'm just going to make sure to sort that out immediately. Alright, everyone form up into a formation. That's about what I'm looking for. And we'll make sure to be properly positioned before we go into the next fight. That was a bit silly of me to just let the spear go catapulting off into the distance. Because, of course, last episode, oh, there's a fleet on its way. Last episode, we upgraded the crossbow and the mace, which involved adding a lot more equipment to them and not adding more engines, whereas we did not do anything with the spear. So the spear is now quicker than the other ships. That would be my guess. They're all trying to get into position, and they're on their way. We have the slicer, very little one from a very long time ago. The biter, that's more like it. That's a bit of a... That's a hefty ship. That's going to make this battle actually, like, be at all dangerous. Oh, and then so that they could afford that ship, they've got a Y-Scout. Oh, the poor guy. Why does this keep getting, like, roped into these? Like, you could, like, I imagine that this has, like, a shuttle bay that the Y-Scout can land in, based on the size difference. But yeah, that's what's happened. We've got one massive ship, one tiny ship, and one slightly more than tiny ship. Everyone go for the biter. I think we can pretty much ignore the other ships for the moment. Just focus on taking out the big one. That's the only one that's really a danger to us. The other two have nothing. Well, the Y-Scout is fast, though. Jeez. Here we go. Missiles coming in. Yeah, this ship is on par in terms of size with each of ours. If anything, it's a little bit bigger. I think it's firing its own missiles. Does it have its own launchers? It does. Quite a few of them, actually. So yeah, there's a lot of missiles flying right now. Who's got point defense? I don't know if I've given everyone point defense yet. We've got some on the side of the mace, not the front. I sort of forgot about that. Plenty, of course, on the crossbow. And I believe, yeah, the spear has plenty. It should be able to deal with them easily enough. Yeah, missiles flying all over the place on both sides. Getting a lot of good hits with ours, and it seems like theirs were pretty much stopped. I want to see... I've ended up missing it, but I want to see what happens with the mace and these missiles, whether there's a chance that they might actually flip the side. And in the meantime, we've... Oh, no, we accidentally killed the slicer. Didn't even mean to, but we accidentally sliced the slicer while trying to slice the biter. Where's the Y-Scout? It's over here. I mean, it's a good place to be. He knows his strategy, if nothing else. He might manage to do some damage before he dies. It's the best spot he could be in, really. Yeah, I want to keep an eye on how the mace does with its missiles. Does this one launch okay? Yep, that's fine. And how about this one? Yep, that's fine as well. Seems like it's okay, but it's not a guarantee. There might still be cases where, while it's on the move, the launching missiles might go wrong. Anyway, seems like we're dealing with this thing fine. It's throwing everything at the mace, and the mace is holding up. Getting some shield failures, but in the grand scheme of things, it's alright. I wish it wasn't quite so close. It's a little bit dangerous for us. Here we go, detonating some of the factories in the front there. Missile launcher's still going strong, though. Wait, is that all missile storage? My god, it is! That's ridiculous! Why is there so much of that? That explains why this thing's so massive and, like, not that expensive. It's just 1 million missile storages and a single factory. It's actually using the strategy I was considering of, like, what if we just do that instead? Make an amazing first strike and make it so that our initial output of damage is awesome, and then we just fall apart at the end of a fight, but hopefully we'll have won by then. You know what? He's keeping up a good sustained fire on us here. Nothing's blown up yet, but it's going to take a bit of work to break through all this stuff. Just have to keep everyone focusing on this. Meanwhile, the Y-Scout, he's still going. Poor guy. He's doing nothing. I'm not even seeing the damage. I want to see these shots land. Where are they landing? Oh, he's actually... Yeah, he's really focusing on this one point defense here. He's taken it out. He's destroyed the point defense. Give him a few more years and he'll have us. How's the... Oh, we've lost a shield generator, but everything else is fine so far. Yeah, this thing's gone now. we've reached that tipping point of all the weapons are gone, and it's just a case of breaking through to the core. Very well protected core, to be fair. Right, finish off the Y-Scout, guys, will ya? Just a couple of missiles should do it. There we go. Look at all these missiles just flying around. Because the thing's so tiny, it couldn't even find the thing to hit. And they're trying to hit random bits of debris and stuff. It's all a mess. Alright, repair work. Easy enough. And on to the third and final fleet of this particular sector. We have so much money now. We can easily survive a disaster on the scale of losing the mace. Twice over at this point, pretty much. Let's see what we get this time. I'm hoping for another, like, a bit of a challenge. It's always better that way. Ooh, sweet vengeance. The Spartan. I always love to murder one of the Spartans. And a Triraptor and an Argonaut. This is a terrible showing. This is not going to be a problem. You know what I'm going to do? Mace, kill him. Spear, kill him. And then the crossbow kills him. And we'll just be, one-on-one, get it all dealt with as quickly as possible. I don't think anyone's going to have a problem with this at all. I mean, the Spartan might survive for a few minutes, but everything's going to very quickly descend upon it and annihilate it. I'm smashed into the spear, and immediately a good missile hits, taking out its reactor. Oh, it's a slaughter! They're in the, like a triangle of death. Is that all of them? Nope, there was one left, and he's gone. Yeah, that was too easy. Repairs, and on we go to the next one. I don't think we need to do any upgrades. We've done fine in that particular fight. Let's see what we find in Skerext. And we'll hopefully have some non-fleets here, because I was looking forward to seeing fleets, but a whole bunch at once. I want a bit of a mix. I want to have some normal ships as well. There are probably still some elite ships out there that will give me a run for my money, and I want to fight them and see if I can do it. I have to prove myself before we try and move on to the Vanguard. Basically, we have to have reached the point here where, there we go, one fleet, two proper ships. Yeah, I want to have reached the point where I can easily annihilate any large ship in an elite sector. And only then will I consider it safe to move on to the Vanguard ones. Because Vanguard's where it gets really crazy. Vanguard is where all the mental experimental ships that the devs come up with are. Oh, it's a biter on his own. Fair enough then. This will probably be okay. It'll be about the same as the other fight against the biters, seeing as the other two ships had basically no bearing on that fight. Alright, everyone split up and look for clues. See how we go this time. Should be roughly the same situation, I imagine. Yeah, he's going for the mace. Missiles flying everywhere. Oh, this time he's sort of going for the crossbow a little bit, which is always a bit of a worry, because the crossbow cannot survive much fire, but yeah, now he's just in the middle of everyone, and that's just bad news for him. Yeah, this time we've taken out all the weaponry at the back a lot quicker, which is, I think, better for us. There's a lot of energy stuff there that we didn't like. Yep, it is just completely gone. Minced, and let's go on to, we have some repairs. Oh, it looks like the mace actually lost a fair bit of stuff on the sides there, by the looks of it. That's a little bit interesting. So it did manage to get some hits. I think that's probably the lack of proper point defense on this particular ship, so they managed to loop around, and what they probably did was hit right there, so they didn't even get a chance for us to shoot at them before they hit us. So yeah, some front-mounted point defense is something I basically forgot about. Having some around here is probably a good idea. Maybe even just some on the wing tips here. Yeah, I think that's for the best, because at the moment missiles are probably the mace's greatest weakness. That and sort of insane amounts of electrobolt weaponry might have a similarly negative effect on him. But off we go. Quadruple speed is just too damn slow when you've got to try and keep in formation and no one can fire their engines properly. What are these guys doing? They're just orbiting. Oh, it's only two ships. That's interesting. We have a fanged fighter. Really? Okay. That's another one that's just... Oh, really? This... Oh, well, actually... I see this thing looks tiny and crap, but this is one dense ship. There is a lot going on in this. A decently-ish protected power core. A lot of beams. Well-protected shielding. Plenty of cannons. Considering the size, that is a lot of pain it can land and a lot of pain it can take. So fair enough with that one. But what are you doing, Fanged Fighter? Are you just orbiting him? Are you trying to, like, fly towards him, but you've screwed up, and now it's like, it's like when you're orbiting a planet and you're trying to burn towards it, and that doesn't make anything better. But yeah, I'm considering just target him first. Fire off a couple of missiles. That'll do. Now everyone target the yellow jacket. Those will probably be enough to kill the Fanged Fighter. Yeah, the front's already come off. Oh god, just the swarm of missiles. Oh, they went too far away, so they didn't even see the yellow jacket anymore. Ooh. Oops. Crossbow, what are you doing? Why are you sideways? Whose idea was this? Oh dear. I find a ship that's like, you know, is fairly small and can probably be taken out pretty quickly by the ships that I have, but happens to be fairly offensive, and it just so happens that the crossbow decides this is the perfect time to fly at the enemy sideways. Why you do this? Right, let's go into slow-mo and see if we can do something about this. Crossbow, why is that your plan? What possible reason do you have for doing that? Turn and face that way, you twit. And do so as quickly as possible before this guy can do anything to you. Yeah, he's going to bring the beams around, and we now have a lot of exposed things. We don't want to be exposed. There we go, it's turned around. We at least have a decent amount of engines for that sort of thing. Especially, you know, the ship's a lot lighter now, so we can deal with that fairly quickly. Oh, it's turned too far. Just point to the... No, not the fire extinguisher, the whole ship. Point at him. No, not that way. That's backwards. Don't point that way. No, jeez. Getting this thing to operate properly is somehow, suddenly, extremely difficult. There we go. The thing's dead. Now we need to wait the few seconds for the, enough time to pass for this thing to be able to repair, so we can put these fires out, because they are getting towards things we do not want them getting towards. Put them out, guys. You have your fire extinguishers. Yeah, they're using them. They're working on it. The moment this button appears, I need to press it, because as you can see... Oh, there we go. We were losing crew and money with every second there. Well, that was a mess. Why did you do that? Why were you flying at it sideways? I didn't tell you to do that. We need some side shielding just to protect it from its own ineptitude. That was ridiculous. Oh well, everyone's fine. We didn't lose too much money. No one else even took any damage. He was just going for the crossbow. Everyone in formation. And off for the final guy for this particular sector. And yeah, that was ridiculous. That wasn't even an elite level ship as far as I could tell. Maybe it was about on that level, but it seemed more like a high-end veteran ship to me. And so that's just embarrassing. What is this? The Baylor Reaper. This thing is mental. How much is this worth? Not as much as the Firestarter, but it's definitely... I'm concerned. That is a lot of energy weapons and cannons that are going to be firing at us all at once. This seems like another First Strike sort of ship, and a very crazy design. But let's not be in quadruple speed for this. Yep, everyone go for him. He doesn't seem to have spotted us yet. I guess he doesn't have any sensors. He's now facing the wrong way entirely. Yeah, he should have spotted us now. He's turning to face. Oh, he's overdone it a little bit. There we go, everyone get in range. There's a cool feature now where when you're in formation, once you get close enough, everyone splits to having their own attack command. I keep forgetting that's a thing and ordering it manually, but it now does that anyway, which is awesome. So let's slow down for this one and see how it goes. A lot of cannons going for the crossbow. Everyone's going for the crossbow right now, and that is very bad. We do not... That's a lot of cannon shots. This could be painful. Oh, but we already got him! I did not pay attention to how close his engines were to... not his engines, his generators were to the surface. They're perhaps a bit too close for him. Crossbow, please reverse. He's working on it. He's doing the best he can, but this guy's pretty fast. He's covered in engines. This is getting painful. We're getting close-ish to these. Still a fair bit of ship to work through, though. Oh, we've got some fire developed in the middle. That's bad. Keep moving back. Everyone else, just do your best. He's turning away now. Perhaps because these cannons are no longer much use to him. Fire spreading in the middle. That's not good. Get it under control, guys. I've given you plenty of fire extinguishers for this very purpose. This guy got missiles? I didn't even see any missiles on him. I still don't. Where did he fire those from? Was that just a cannon shot that was particularly good? Oh, that's bad. The manufacturing facilities are on fire. It looks like it, oh wow, it's now in 2 separate ships, both functional, so that's pretty wacky. Everyone's now splitting their fire between the two. Well, the spear is focusing as he should on one of them. How are we doing? Okay, the fire's getting under control, but it's still... We're not out of the woods quite yet. It could still spread back to the missile factories. This, well, both bits are coming apart now. I think we've got this covered. A lot of cannons still on here, actually. But I reckon that they've got, like, no actual ammo to them. Yeah, I think we're fine. How soon can we repair the crossbow? I'd like to do it quickly because it puts out the fires as well. Seems like they're covered now, but they're still doing damage. And that's, you know, damage is money. There we go, this section is basically gone. In fact, why are you still shooting it? The remaining reactors in that piece, please shoot that one. There we go, they're turning to face. And the crossbow's doing its damage. So there's still, wow, there's still a point defense. It's nothing but a cannon, a point defense, and a reactor. That's brilliant. That's efficiency right there. But there we go, dealt with. And I'd like the crossbow to... Oh, not another shot. Oh, straight into the middle. Oh, it luckily just glanced on the side, I suppose. Yeah, let's get repairs done as soon as we can. And that's all good. How are these guys doing? They took a bit of damage as well, but basically none. They are pretty much fine. And there we go. Another 2 epic sectors, elite sectors dealt with. It's hard to keep track of these terms. Yeah, the crossbow. The problem for it right now is that it's the bigger ship, and that's why the enemy's going for it. So what we, like, rather than adding more stuff to help it defend itself, it probably makes more sense to make something else bigger. And it's about time we did some upgrading to the spear. We're basically... I'm essentially cycling between a ship each episode. 2 episodes ago it was the crossbow, last episode it was the mace. So this episode, let us work on the spear. So into build mode we go, and what shall we do with it? I haven't looked at this in ages, I've just left it as it is for a good long while, because it served its purpose pretty well, but I think it's about time we added another tier of shields onto the front here. I think that would be awesome for its offensive and defensive capabilities, so let's start working on that. So we'll have our 2 shields. They'll be... How are we doing this? I think we decided on having them extended out, but since then there's an update that's made that a little more risky. So I'm not sure. The thing is, if I compress them, then I have very little space to work with in terms of power and crew space and things like that. So for the moment, I will leave it like this, but maybe I'll change the plan later if it starts to cause issues. Of course, now we're upgrading this, it's going to be seeing a lot more trouble from enemy ships. They're going to be focusing on this for the first time in a while, so we'll see how it fares with that. Now, should I have another shield here, or should I wait till here? It leaves a tiny gap, but it's really not much. I think we can just get away with it for now. Perhaps another power storage here. I'm looking to getting a repeatable design, because that would be wonderful for making it really easy to extend this thing as much as we like. So working out a standard thing that we do each time would be awesome. Yeah, so we're not having another shield until a while later, so for now, maybe another reactor in here? If so, we'll have it a bit further back. I don't want it, like, right out in the front, just inviting destruction. So I think moving this forward and then having reactor here. Maybe don't even need a reactor here anymore if I'm doing that. And then this one reactor services all these? Probably not, though. It's a lot of power to keep 7 shields running at once, so... We'll have a second one, but we'll have it fairly far back, I think. Yeah, we'll have it here next to this. We'll actually put it back where it was, basically. But then have a second one ready. And that should be nice. As for here, not sure what to do with it. Oh, we can have an engine. Yes, that's perfect. Having an engine mounted this far forward will be awesome for turning ability, I should imagine, if that sort of thing is properly applied. And then we'll have a little bit of corridor here. And then... what else do we want? 2 crew quarters enough? I think so. I think it's like... does it say the numbers for this? What's the... It doesn't say how many man's it. It should really tell you that. It's probably 1. Maybe it's 1 for everything. I don't think it is, though, actually, because I think like sensors use like 4 people. But yeah, I'm imagining 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people just operating the thing. That's one of these. And then 6 people providing power? seems reasonable. We'll have another one in just to be safe. And then we will have our little, we'll move this down to here, we'll put a door here, and then we'll put some point defense in the front. That seem to be serving us very well. A couple of them here. Maybe they're inside this shield range, I'm not really sure. We'll just hope that they are, and if they're not, it's not the end of the world. Put that there. That is pretty nice. I am fairly happy with that. I think that's that for the extension. We will do something about armor. Unfortunately, this engine sort of messes with that. We can't have the armor properly covering the whole thing, but we can extend it out a fair bit still. Yeah, something like this. Just imagine that we want to have it continuous. We can't quite do that. And we're starting to be repeatable, in fact. Maybe it's a bad idea. In fact, no, I'm not going to do that. I was considering moving this up, but instead I'm going to move this down. And then we have our repeatable design. So here we have a shield every now and then it goes engine, reactor, crew, shield, reactor, crew, engine. And then eventually that'll be a reactor, but for now we'll have it as crew, just because having a reactor right on the front is dumb. I am not that stupid. There are certain amounts of stupid that I am, but not that. We'll have that there. Wish I could have some armor around these sides, but then I won't be able to have as many of these. I mean, I could bring it down to 3, and then have this thing just covered in armor, which would be wonderful, but I prefer having the extra firepower, really. Oh, also, there was a little mini-update between this episode and the last, which has made these just a little bit more powerful. Their DPS has been upped by, I think it's 10%, so it's not a massive thing, but it's every little helps. All sorts of different tweaks. I believe point defense has been made a fair bit more powerful, which is always nice. I might do something with this, actually. Kind of like the idea of having one every shield. Because it makes more sense to have them just evenly distributed out rather than in clusters, I think. I just have them in clusters because it looks nicer, which is not a good reason to do that at all. Now these can be completely redone, I think. We don't have doors here, actually, so... Just a shame about the shield that we can't have things quite so neat over here. Like, really, it should be like this. Especially now that there's a reactor there. Then again, there's also a reactor there, so I don't know. But yeah, I'm thinking move this down. How else do we want this arranged? Put this here. Have that there. And then it's not going to be quite symmetrical. But it's going to be efficient. We must always choose. You can never have it both ways. But yeah, it looks a bit silly, I'll admit. But it's the best way of doing it. Do we want any more doors? Probably some doors connecting straight through here if people want to walk straight from one room to another. Might make fires more of an issue. I do have to pay attention to that. Oh, and also I've noticed that if we want people to be able to easily get through to here, we want to have the door line up with it properly. So this will move, and that looks a little neater. Let's move this down here so that it looks a bit nicer there. I've flip-flopped again. I keep switching between aesthetics and functionality. I can never decide. But yeah, that about works. Why isn't it properly... What am I doing differently here? This isn't a proper repeating pattern. Oh, I guess it's because it starts there and then it does repeat from there. It's a bit weird. And yeah, we can add one more here. So yeah, the patterns are a bit wacky, but it means that people are getting around as quickly as they can, which is important because this is getting to be quite a long corridor. We need people to be able to get where they're trying to go as quickly as possible, of course. And I'm noticing our FTL drives are getting terrible. 73%. It must be something to do with the range. Let me, how do I... There we go. There it is. We can definitely see it now. It gets more red over here. So we do have to worry about that. Crap. We're supposed to put an FTL drive in amongst all this rubbish. I haven't got room for that. What am I supposed to do about this? I can get some at least a bit closer, so I can put them there. We've got 3 crew quarters in here, so we can get away with not having that, I think. So... engines... FTL drive. Plunk a couple here. And yep, that sorts out the power, not the power, the colour nicely. and gets us back up to 100%, and we'll probably not need any more for a very long time. And I've pressed the wrong button, and I've not finished the work anyway, so I don't know what I was thinking there. We need more crew to replenish the ones we just removed. So, where to have them? Perhaps it's time for more expansion at the back, more forward and reverse engines, even though this one was already doing fairly well in terms of that, to be honest. Let's expand it out a bit, and it'll line up a bit nicer. Nicer at the front, yeah. So we'll have the armor run along here now. And we'll have to get rid of this here. And whoops, that's not the right button at all. There we go. A bit of armor on the side. Just a smidge. Like so. Very large exposed engine area now. It's getting a bit dangerous. I think we need rear shielding. We're starting to have a couple of cases, like, now that we have fleets, it's a genuine danger that occasionally we might get shot in the back, and that's no good. So I'm thinking, a couple engines here. Not engines, shields here. And that'll just be a bit of protection. I'd have them sunk into the ship, but we don't have the space for that right now, so that's something to work towards later. Also, what I can start to do... Gonna move this and have it over there or something, and then we can start to have a couple of forward engines nestled in here. That'll allow us to cut down on how many we have at the back, as we have just done. So, this and this, and then we'll actually reverse some of this decision here. And we're still ending up with more engines than we had before. Then we'll have slightly more nicely angled armor there, or whatever. Bit of that. We'll do it like that. And then we'll... Yeah, I can't make it look neat. Maybe just have it as a block? Yeah, it looks fine. So yeah, that'll help a fair bit. The armor will also help to block the shots there, so we should now not get any shots on the back. On the side we have the armor, so that works a similar way. So that's pretty good. Bit of extra reverse, bit of extra forwards, that should help generally. So it doesn't smash into the enemy quite so often. All our ships do that though, really. That's not going to change. Now we need crew. Copious amounts of crew. Where do we put them? There's no room. I haven't given any space for it. So that's no good. In that case, might just expand things out a little bit more. Because I'm thinking moving these corridors over to here. It probably makes more sense just to start a new block here, really. So, we'll actually undo some of the stuff we've done there. And we'll turn this into crew quarters, I'm thinking. That fixes our problem. Not the best place for them, I'll admit. But we already have... Well, we have crew up here for all this, but we don't have any crew ready to man these. Apart from maybe these guys here, it's not great. Perhaps we should move these. Because we have these two already for all this, and we have these four for this, so... Well, something is needing all this power, and it's not... Now, the FTL drive, it might be that's counting it. Nope, not having an FTL drive makes basically no difference to the power, because it knows that you won't need those unless you're not in a combat. So, they don't even factor that into the equation. But yeah, I don't know what to do with these. I don't really like them being there. I mean, it is well defended, but I'd rather have more crew so they can more readily get to here. That is how our ship functions. It doesn't have any other weaponry apart from this. Speaking of, we should do something about that. Next time we add some more to this, I'll see about having some proper weaponry on the front as well as the point defense. In fact, maybe we could do that now. Just bring it out here a bit. We've got the space. It is shielded. Not amazingly, but it is. So perhaps I should do that. Yep, I'm going to move these out to here. I'm going to have a couple of guns on the side, just so it has some other form of weaponry for once. A couple of lasers. Simple enough. Just because I feel like the ship should have some backup as well as these. I don't know, maybe it makes no difference, but it makes me feel better. Right, I mean, it needs more power now. Of course, we've just gone and done that, haven't we? I think it'll get away with the power it has, and the crew, while not perfect, will suffice, I think. Just sort out the doors so we can make things a little bit neater, and I'm gonna... No, I don't want to... I just wanted to remove the walkways. Not quite that extreme, but there we go. Also, why is there not a door there? That's silly. But that looks good. Maybe move this up here. Have a door straight from the quarters in as well. If people want to go straight that way, give them the option. Maybe a bad idea. Too many doors around. Also, fire extinguishers. There are like none at the back of the ship. That's no good. Where do we put them, though? There's like no space for that, really. We have to make it, though. I will find somewhere. I will shoehorn them in. I guess just plonk them here. So that there's some nearby so that people can sort out fires at the back, because otherwise that's just a disaster waiting to happen. And we only have these at the front as well. I must have kept like removing them as I've been adding stuff and then not realizing and not replacing them, because we need more than this. 4 extinguishers across the whole ship when it's a ship of this size, no good. Where do we put these? I might just cram them in on the edge here. Bit of a bad place for it. We need some near the middle for when this stuff sets on fire. We can't have this stuff burning down. I have no idea where to put these. I guess we'll do it here, but it's not the best. I haven't pointed out, in fact I should have done that with these as well. A bit more accessible from either side. But there we go. Power's not the best, but it'll do. It's because of these shields, isn't it? That we need a bit of extra power at the back. I'll put some storage in. I haven't got any room for storage. Damn it! I think I need to move this out a layer, but I don't want to do that. Ah, we'll do it. Bring it all out by 2. Gives us the space we need for everything. Then we can have some power storage in the corners here. We'll have it like here, and then it's right next to the shield generators, and we'll put some more crew here. We'll bring out this armor a smidge. So, something like that, I'm thinking. Not a huge thing, maybe a bit more, just to be safe. So, more like that. And then we'll also have some fire extinguishers nestled in here. And then we will have... Should we? No, we don't want another generator. I've just put in the storage so that we don't need that. And now it's perfectly good to put these here, I think. A lot of open space here that we can expand into later now, so... Next time we want to do some upgrading, we can add that in. Really, I should have these FTL drives further back, I'm thinking. More room for crew quarters here. Because these guys are the ones that are servicing these, but I wish they could be closer. I think we're just going to leave everything as it is. That all works fine. Now there's such an open space here, I'm actually going to put a bit of armor in the back. Something tells me that might save our lives at some point. Yeah, we'll do it like that. Makes it more awkward for people to get around, but these might catch a couple of hits that would otherwise get to these reactors. And later on we'll remove these and just put some normal structures in, but for now, that should work pretty well. I am fairly happy with the spear. This was quite an expensive upgrade. The spear was the furthest behind in terms of technology, and I think it needed to catch up a little bit. And now, it is hopefully the most offensive ship that we have, and therefore the one that will draw all the attacks from the enemies, and will be able to field them because of its triple layer of shields. I've even had another one like nestled in here. But that's there's stuff in the way. But I might do the same thing of having the shields back here to protect these reactors. That is a good idea. Then again, if the enemy's got that far, I think we're already screwed. This is very defensible. Probably want to start adding more shields around the sides and stuff later, make it properly encased. But yeah, I'm very much liking how this thing is coming along. Let us make it so! Our many, many upgrades, and watch as people desperately try and get everything powered because suddenly they've got a million things that aren't operational in the ship. You know what, before we end the episode, I'll fast forward and check it's all working, because I don't want to end up missing something missing something without a door again. Because, the comments of that episode. I recorded 2 episodes in a row, and in the second episode I realized immediately that I'd not put the doors leading to the shield generators, and it was these ones. I think it was this ship. It may have been another one, but either way, I knew it immediately, as soon as I, looked back at the footage and started the next episode. But of course, because there was a gap between the episodes coming out, everyone in the comments was going on about it, as if I somehow hadn't seen it, but of course I had. And I usually will with those sorts of things. There's a massive flashing thing, so it's hard to miss. Even though I did miss it for a time. But I spotted it soon enough. Anyway, next episode, more elite sectors. We'll see if the spear is now the one that's drawing everyone's attention, and that will make things a lot better for the crossbow. And we'll start making preparations for the vanguard sectors. I don't know whether we'll need another ship or if we'll just need to make all 3 of our ships a lot beefier. But at some point, we must take them on. And we must see if we can possibly beat the ships that sector will throw at us. But with that, I shall say goodbye. Thank you for watching, and I shall see you next time.